Welcome dear viewers to the video on solubility concept of BCS and equilibrium solubility or saturation solubility. In this video we will learn about the solubility differences between BCS and saturation or equilibrium solubility. Solubility plays a very important and crucial role in the development of formulations. We need to have a good idea about difference between the BCS solubility and saturation solubility. So this video is for understanding key solubility concepts in the pharmaceutical sciences. Solubility is essential in a drug formulation and regulatory classification. BCS solubility and saturation solubility have distinct purposes in drug development. You might have heard regarding BCS class, BCS solubility, and also equilibrium solubility and the saturation solubility. So BCS solubility is based on to the BCS system, and this classifies drugs as highly soluble if the highest dose or highest strength dissolves in 250 ml of media or less. Also, in some of the guidelines you will find that the highest single time dose is considered as a highest dose, and it should dissolve in 250 ml of media. For example, if two strengths are there for the formulation like 500 mg and 1000 mg, 1000 mg is the highest strength. So as per some guidelines, 1000 mg should dissolve in 250 ml of media, so that we can say it as highly soluble. While as per some of the guidelines like ICH or EP, EMA guideline, the highest single time dose that may be more than the highest strength should dissolve in 250 ml of media or less. Criteria is like tested across pH range of 1 to 6.8 and 37 degrees Celsius as physiological temperature. So BCS solubility is done in 250 ml media with pH range of 1 to 6.8. Sometimes you can use different pH like above 6.8, 7.5, 7.8 or 8 pH also. Also pK is considered for solubility study for BCS. BCS helps to determine eligibility for biowaivers, potentially reducing the need for in vivo studies. So BCS based biowaivers are there, and you can apply if the drug formulation and drug substance satisfies the requirement for BCS. So BCS solubility is one of the criteria. Saturation solubility. So coming to saturation solubility, it is the maximum concentration of drug that can dissolve in a solvent at given temperature and pressure. So it is different from the BCS. Saturation solubility or equilibrium solubility is determined by adding the drug to solvent until no more dissolves, forming a stable saturated solution. This is the key difference. You take some amount of media, go on adding the API, dissolve it, and go on adding the API till the API stops dissolving. So that means you are going to find out the point above which the drug will not dissolve in the solvent or drug will not dissolve in the media. That means you have saturated that media with the API. This is saturation solubility or equilibrium solubility. Now if you add much more amount of API you go on adding, it will not dissolve. But it is not like in the BCS. In BCS, you have fixed amount of media and also you have fixed amount of API. Just you have to check that whether it is dissolving or not. Saturation solubility is essential for formulation, for predicting the dissolution rates and bioavailability of the drugs. Now you can have a look at the differences. BCS solubility is based on the BCS criteria. Saturation solubility is the maximum amount that can dissolve in the solvent. Generally, temperature of the BCS solubility study is kept 37 degrees Celsius. Also, saturation solubility is performed with media at 37 degrees Celsius. This temperature may be variable, it may vary, and you can study the effect of temperature also. BCS solubility is required for regulatory classification for biowaivers, and saturation solubility is for the intrinsic solubility of the API. It helps in the formulation development. BCS solubility is generally performed at pH 1 to 6.8. Also, the pH 1 minus pK and 1 plus pK can be taken for BCS solubility. If the pK is outside the physiological pH range, then you can use the pH range in the physiological range, like 1 to 6.8, 1 to 7.5 also, depending on the molecule. In saturation solubility, pH is fixed, usually specified, and sometimes I have observed that due to addition of the API, the pH of the media gets changed. So pH is measured before addition of the API and after getting the saturated solution. Also, pH is monitored after 24 hours. In this time, the saturation solvent is shaken to determine whether we get more solubility or not. Many of the time I also observed that in saturation solubility studies, the drug get degraded and that's why we get the variable results. This is my personal observation and experience onto these solubility studies. So you will also have the same observation or you will not have, that I cannot assure. Just I have shared my personal experience while performing the saturation solubility. Now coming to the BCS solubility. The amount dissolved is for biopharmaceutical classification. Here the amount dissolved for solubility limits. In saturation solubility, the amount dissolved is for solubility limits. So this is regarding the solubility differences between BCS and saturation or equilibrium solubility. One more thing I wanted to share here. If you have a drug molecule with a dose of, let's say for example 5 mg, and it is BCS class 1 drug, but when you perform solubility study, it doesn't dissolve. So what may have happened or what is the reason? Please search, try to find out the reason and provide your comments. This question I am providing you to have a good idea, good understanding about this topic, and after getting the answer of this question, you will feel very happy that you have learned something and you have find out something. So this was regarding the information for solubility differences between BCS and saturation solubility. Thank you for watching the video. and please do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.